This time, we're going to try how to translate statements into algebraic expressions or mathematical symbols. So let's start with the basic examples, which involves different operations. For letter A, add 5y to the product of A and B. So if you're going to analyze the statement, the story goes like this. We will be adding 5y to whatever the product of A and B is. But since these are both variables, so we will just simply express product of A and B as AB. And then if after getting the product of these two, we add 5y. So it goes like this. Add 5y to the product. Here's the product of A and B. That's it. Moving to letter B, subtract 3 from the cube of f. So we will be subtracting 3 from whatever the cube of f is. And we express cube of f as f raised to 3. And from this, according to the statement, we subtract 3. And that will be our final expression. And for letter C, we multiply k by 6q. So if here's our k, we multiply it by 6q. And these are just all variables and one constant. So we simply put them all together to imply its multiplication. So it will become 6kq as our final answer. And for letter D, divide 2w by 3xy. So it will look like this. We divide our 2w by 3xy. Normally we express division in fraction form. Okay? And for letter E, let's have it here. Subtract 4 times the positive square root of z from thrice of x. So we will be subtracting this from thrice of x. So what is thrice of x? Thrice meaning 3 times. So that is 3x. So from 3x, we will be subtracting 4 times the positive square root of z. So 4 times the positive square root of z. So this is positive square root of z. And for our last item, twice the variable p divided by the product of 5 and q. So twice the variable of p, that is 2p, and divided by the product of 5 and q, simply again attaching them together, 5q. So that means 5 times q. And this will be our final answer. For our next set of examples, let's try to put it into context. Like there's really a problem to solve, but all we need to do here is to represent the subjects involved, okay, in the problem. Let's say here, we are talking about the number of girls and boys. There are 3 times as many girls as boys in a school. Find an expression in terms of x for the total number of students in the school, where x represents the number of boys in the school. Okay, so basically here, we are looking for an expression and that will be expected to be in terms of x since our given information are just variables, where x represents the number of boys. So let's say number of boys is represented by x, but what about the number of girls? Let's go back to the statement in the problem. There are 3 times as many girls as boys in a school. So that means the number of girls is 3 times the number of boys. So if our number of boys is x, then the number of girls will be 3x. And what we're looking for here is the representation for the total number of students. And the total number of students will be known by adding the number of boys to the number of girls, right? So therefore, the total number of students will be by adding our number of boys, which is x, to the number of our boys, which is x, to the number of our girls, which is 3x, and that is simply 4x. So this now represents the number of our students in the school. Now, after trying some examples, think about how will you find the expression in terms of y, which will represent the sum of their ages, where y represents Nora's age.